Olá, fãs de séries! No próximo dia 15 de julho estreia a segunda temporada da série espanhola El Cid, um original Amazon Prime Video. O Séries da TV esteve à conversa com parte do elenco e fiquem agora com uma primeira entrevista à atriz Sarah Perles, que interpreta a personagem Amina em El Cid.
Vuestro padre os dejó un legado. Espero que estéis a la altura.
Da igual quién ataque a quién. Al final los hermanos se despedazarán. Hasta que uno se quede con todo. Ya lo he visto otras veces. Mi madre ya me avisó.
¡Aguantad, castellanos!
So you portray this character, Amina. Correct me if I'm wrong, but she's not a real person that existed, right?
Actually not. I mean, she's inspired by two real characters. There's like women from Andalucía. The first one is Walada de Córdoba, she was an artist, and actually in the first season, one of my first costumes, I have one of those like, I have a dress with written poems on them, and Walada de Córdoba, who was a real woman, had the same thing in her time in Córdoba, and then it's based on two characters, and the second one is Zaida de Toledo. She was a princess who ran away from Toledo when there was a war, and she got married to Alfonso VI and became Reina Isabella. And so, like, she is actually based on these two characters, but obviously they weren't there while El Cid Ruy he was there. She was there. She wasn't there at the same time. But yeah, it was based actually in my research. I had to base my character on these two characters, on these two figures.
Right. So since she wasn't real, you had to do this research based on these two women. But how did you build the character that we see on screen? How did Amina come to be?
With the help of expert historians, to be honest. I had a lot of chats with them. Basically, they gave me these two figures to study on, to see how they were seen by their environments, by their peers, how they, for example, I didn't know there was like battles of poems in that time on the 11th century, and like my character does that, so I had to search who was going there, and obviously men wasn't going, women weren't allowed in those bars and stuff, so like I had to make a lot of research and obviously compose and fill the blanks, because history always has blanks, so I had to fill the blanks with imagination, with working with the producers and the directors, and also creating something with the actors, and see how we felt about the situation as well, because I mean, it's a free adaptation of history. So, to be honest, we had, at least me, I had a lot of liberty to go and create this new character based on historic events, right? And things like, okay, I had to learn. They didn't have makeup, they didn't have foundation. But Arabs had a lot of oils, a lot of perfume. They used kind of pastes to make their cheeks rose and their lips red, and I mean that was fascinating. And the call, obviously, I had call for 5 months, 6 months. So yeah, that was just fascinating, and composing everything with everyone as a team. I think that's how I created at least this character.
In the first season, we don't see a lot of Amina yet. We get to see that she's this strong, willed woman. She does whatever she feels like. Will we get to see that even more on season 2? What can we expect of Amina on the next episode?
You can expect wilderness. She is wild. She is strong. She gets stronger over time. She's a bit whimsical, caprichosa. She is. I mean, we can expect a nice arc of the character, a nice evolution, because obviously, like the first season was just. I think she was more we saw more of her sensuality, her savage, wild kind of side, where she just let her body expresses himself and doesn't care about the rules, hates the rules. She's completely disobedient. But here she is trying. I'm not going to say too much, but she's going to be analyzing her environment, her surroundings. She's going to be trying to make the right choices and not just be as wild as she was. Hopefully you like it.
Yeah. You were speaking about how we get to see her sexuality side. There's not a lot, but there's a few scenes, sex scenes and nudity scenes. And as much as comfortable as you are naked, there's always a bit of a
especially the
moment,
first
right?
day. Especially the first day when you arrive like fully naked in front of like, I don't know, I mean, it's a closed set. Obviously, they did it with a lot of respect. But it's true, I mean, like, it was my first full nudity scene ever in my career. So it was something, yeah. As much as you can be comfortable with your body, it's always this first thing like, oh.
You have to trust a lot the people that are working with you, the whole team behind the scene, and the person you're shooting with. In this case, Jaime. Was it okay with you? How did you feel shooting these scenes?
I mean, it was the first time, obviously, so it was like. It was a bit complicated at first, like as you said, like as much as you can be comfortable with your body, there's always something that you don't like. There's always something that you don't want people to see, and so I got really lucky because the team I was with were making me so comfortable that as soon as they said action, I just like I didn't feel like I was naked anymore. And Jaime, obviously, he helped me so much. So much. He looked at me and he was like, listen, there's no one here. There's only you and me. And we had this chemistry that like, you can't create. You can't force. It's something that we just had because of the ambient, because of what the crew as well, the ambience that the crew put for us and like allowed us this freedom of acting. So yeah, no, like the first one, obviously, it was a bit complicated, but then like second, third shots, and you're like, woohoo, it's fine, let's go again. No, I mean like when you have someone with like Jaime Lorente, it makes everything a lot easier.
Mm-hmm. And the relationship between Amina and Rui in on season 2. Is it going to be a bit more? Is it going to be just based on the physical side, or is it going to be a little bit more?
I don't know if I can tell you. There's gonna be more. But I just like I don't want to go too much into the story because obviously I would like people to discover it and enjoy it, but. Yes, things are going to get a lot more complicated and a lot more than just physical and sexual attraction. Yeah, but due to the whole drama, due to what's happening to her as well, there's going to be a lot of problems going on, and like she's going to have to deal with a lot of departments. So yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Sarah.
Thank you.